So Mac, tell me, how do you eat your M&Ms?
Tell them.
Blue and orange go together because of the Florida Gators. Red and green because of Christmas. Brown is always last.
What about yellow?
Yellow comes before brown.
Oh, so you do
They're
have them
in the same family.
So you have them in order.
Don't say it. Hey everybody, I'm Mac.
And I'm Courtney. Welcome back to 2MC, our weekly podcast.
It is our weekly podcast. You know what happens? Oh, go.
I just have to tell them something.
Okay.
Does anyone else eat their M&Ms like she does?
Okay.
I am calling you out, yes.
That's truly unfair because putting them in pairs is
by color.
Normal.
And
you
she
separate
can only
the
eat
other
them
ones.
that way.
You separate the other ones.
Uh-huh.
And then they go individually.
Yeah, so I just need to know if anyone else does that. So if you want to drop a comment down and tell me if that's normal or not.
What's normal, really? Right?
Not you.
And how do you eat your M&Ms, Courtney?
She goes like this.
I just eat them.
She just opens the bag and down they go.
I mean, they all taste the same.
I don't know what to say to that.
Do you have a color preference of how you pair them up, or do you pair them by red?
Oh yeah, like do you eat a certain one first? Like is it the blue ones first? Is it the red ones
No,
first?
that's crazy.
So which one do you do first?
That's not real. That's not a real thing.
No?
No, we should dive into the podcast. I feel like we should.
Okay.
I didn't even get to talk about what I did this weekend. We had to talk about M&Ms.
What'd you do this weekend?
I cleaned out my junk drawer in the kitchen.
Wow, exhilarating.
And that's why we were talking about M&Ms.
Well, so that was really riveting. Thank you for that. But we have a very special guest today.
We do.
His name is Andrew
McBean.
Mm-hmm. And he is going to talk to us all things air and marine. I was trying to put it together.
I don't know what that was about, but Andrew McBean, our airport director, is here to talk to us about Witham Field.
Yeah.
The airport.
You'll get it when you watch it.
Whew.
All right, here we go.
Hey, everybody. We are back.
Yes, we are. And we have our special guest, Andrew McBean.
Hey. How are you guys
Mr.
doing?
McBean.
So, Andrew, you are the Witham Field Airport Director.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that means, like, you're pretty cool.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, something like that.
He's like, yeah, I guess.
Are you our youngest airport director?
I believe so, yes.
Are you the youngest one in Florida?
I think I was at some point, but I don't know if I still am.
I feel like you probably still are.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is super cool. So tell us about, like, just the airport in general, right? Like, you guys do so many really cool things, and then you guys...
like, people don't really realize, you know, a lot of people are not flying into Witham Field.
This is true.
I mean, a lot of people are.
Right.
I don't want to say that. But people don't really know you're here and what you do.
Right.
Yeah, and, like, the impact that you guys have to our community.
It's big.
Absolutely. So Witham Field is a historic airport here in Martin County. It's been here since the early 1900s, 1923. It was established because, you know, the community members wanted an airport here. After that, you know, World War II started, then, you know, the airport was passed over to the Department of Defense and so on. But now, today, Witham Field is the largest economic driver in Martin County, with an overall economic impact of about $1.3 billion. And to add to that, the airport is an enterprise fund. So what this means is the airport does not need the support of taxpayer dollars. It generates its own revenues, and from those revenues, it operates its own operating expenses and its capital expenses.
So you're the largest economic driver in Martin County.
Yes.
You don't use taxpayer dollars.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. And we generate a lot of jobs. Our latest economic impact from 2022, the Florida Department of Transportation's Airport Aviation Economic Impact Study
Easy for you to say.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right?
It shows that the airport, Witham Field, has about over 6,800 jobs that is accountable for. So that's jobs on the airport as well as jobs as a result of the airport being there.
So like restaurants or things that people would use as a result of people flying in.
Right. So I'll
Okay.
give you an idea. If someone flies into the airport, you have line service technicians, you have my staff, you have all of the people on the airport that needs to staff that flight,
Right.
air traffic controllers. And then if that person flies into Martin County for tourism purposes, they have hotels, restaurants, gas stations, all of that extra stuff. And then those businesses are also paying taxes in the community. So those are the direct, indirect, and induced impacts of the airport.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. Did you?
I maybe did some of it.
Okay.
Okay. Not all
Show
of it.
off.
I'm older.
So you have the economic impact, bringing in the jobs. Is it just the Witham Field? Like, you guys also have a customs
Right.
facility, right? So does that also
So it's a
go
custom
into play?
facility on Witham Field, but the county doesn't manage it. Or do we manage it?
So we kind of sort of do manage it.
Okay.
So it is a Customs and Border Protection user fee facility. And what that essentially means is it's been open since 2018. It allows for residents of Martin County to leave the country and come back into the country and clear customs here
I love
in
that.
Martin County.
Yeah.
Because
So
otherwise they'd have to go to...
They would have to go to Fort Pierce or Palm Beach
Oh, my
and compete
goodness.
with commercial traffic, and
Right.
it's added cost because eventually they want to end up here.
Right.
The customs officers by Customs and Border Protections are there. They operate the facility. We pay for them to be there. We pay for the facility's maintenance and upkeep.
Okay.
And each individual that comes through and clears that facility, they pay a fee for clearing the facility.
Mm-hmm.
That building in and of itself is an enterprise fund. It generates its own revenue to operate its own expenses.
Yeah.
So we're really glad to have that here. And what's really important about that building is it doesn't add additional operations to the airspace.
Right.
So what this means is that the majority of the people using that Customs and Border Protection facility are residents of Martin County. That's not other people coming in to clear customs just, because majority of the people are residents of Martin County.
That's awesome.
And it's just aircraft?
No, because Martin County has such a big, recreational boater fishing
I knew this.
population. No, it's not just aircraft. If you go out to the Bahamas to go fishing, you could come back and clear customs at Martin County with your passengers and have your vessel inspected and all of that.
Is this unique? Is this a unique airport and facility? And it seems...
Unique?
Yes. It does seem unique.
We were the first to have that sort of model, but
Okay.
right now we're not the only facility in Florida
Okay.
that has that. I believe Boca also has a similar, or Naples might have a similar
So
type of
people
facility.
copied us.
Essentially.
Copycat. Wow.
So then you guys also offer tours for the community if they want to come out.
These are
Right.
fun. We've done this.
Yes. My operations supervisor, Lauren Boschel, she manages our tour program, the Ride the Ramp program, and she's actually really taken it to a whole new level. They're free. They're no cost to the public. If you want to come out and find out how the airport is operated, the behind the scenes of the airport, she'll set you guys up for a tour, bring anyone out. We have a 15-passenger open air tram. It's like a giant golf cart.
How many times can we take that tour?
As many times as you want. If you miss something on the tour, come back out. We'll do it again.
Okay.
So that you pick up on all that extra information. But we do tours to citizens in the community. We do it to high school, lower schools, homeschoolers. A lot of moms are homeschooling
yeah,
and they
it's
have
such a
kids
good
at home,
idea.
and they'll bring out an entire homeschool group. Our Parks and Recreations department, they'll bring out kids as a part of their summer camps to do their tours.
it.
And Martin County employees, we'll even give tours to you guys as well. So Laura will teach you a lot about the airport, the economic impact, the noise, the size of the airport, the history of the airport. And believe it or not, a lot of the people don't realize we do a lot of surveys. You guys help us with that. And the number one thing that we're learning is most people that do the tours with us do not realize that it is an enterprise fund. We don't use taxpayer dollars to operate the
Phenomenal.
airport.
Yeah.
You mentioned noise.
Right.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure.
Or
So-
lack thereof?
Right. Sure. So the Witham Field Airport has, over the years, many years now, has kind of aggressively addressed the noise concerns that we have, and we understand that the airport is a noise sensitive area. There's a lot of homes and residential communities around, and we collect all the operations data, all the curfew data, and look at the amount of time someone is operating during the curfew. We take it upon ourselves to notify these individuals when they're flying during curfew, which is 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., to let them know, hey, there's a residential community nearby. Try not doing that again.
Right.
Doing this over the years, we've achieved somewhere between a 96 to a 98% compliance with our
Whoa,
voluntary
wow.
nighttime curfew.
Okay, so you're busy,
Busy, very busy,
but
not so noisy.
not so noisy. I
Right.
love
I
that.
love that.
Right.
Pilots, they're so nice.
Which is that's really good, a really good number, because you have a lot of airports in the United States that have a mandatory nighttime curfew.
Ours is not mandatory.
Ours is voluntary.
Okay.
100% voluntary. You have airports with mandatory nighttime curfews where pilots will get fined for flying during
Wow.
that time. We can't do that. And some of those airports only see 70% compliance.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're doing
So
really
our
good.
pilots are respectful.
Absolutely, 100%.
I love that. Thank you, pilots.
Well, speaking of the noise thing, you guys have a committee that meets as well,
right.
Our
right?
ANAC committee, yes.
Yes.
So it's made up of 13 members. A couple of those seats are going to be retired or replaced here in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be putting out some advertising to replace some of those seats.
Very good.
But it's made up of 13 members. It's been in existence for over 20 years, and the primary goal of the ANAC committee is to work with to be a sounding board for the residents, work with the airport and the Board of County Commission to come up with resolutions to noise concerns that we have, and to kind of enact our noise compatibility plan. They've done a fantastic job over the years. The airport, with partnership with the ANAC committee, has spent millions of dollars over the number of years. Right now, we're going through our residential sound insulation program. This is essentially where the airport's going to go in and change windows, doors, insulations, facades on homes to reduce the noise impacts on those residents.
Nice.
We had originally budgeted $1.5 million for this project. And the project now, the design package is coming in a lot less than that, around $780,000, $800,000. So we're really happy about
Yeah,
that.
that's awesome.
And that's one of the big achievements that the ANAC committee has made over the number of years. So
is
really
cool.
happy
Yeah.
that that's moving forward.
Awesome. So I'm just going to bring this up because I love hearing this story.
Yes. Yes, this is my favorite.
So can you tell us about, I don't know, like some bird you might have picked up
Right.
at the airport?
Right. So the airport it's such a dynamic place. We have a lot of wildlife at the airport. It's going to be near impossible to not have wildlife on a piece of property that's over 780 acres big. That's
Yeah.
how big it is. We have a conservation area on the airport. You're going to have wildlife. So bobcats, coyotes, eagles. We have two
yes.
eagles out there that's just kind of flying around. There was a time where I got a call from their traffic control tower, and it was for a bird that was on the runway. So I went out there to pick up the bird. I like to take those calls because I like to deal with the animals. But I thought the bird was dead. I thought it was dead.
The key word here.
Yeah, I should have checked. If I checked and found out it wasn't dead, I'd get somebody else to do that. But so I went out there to pick up this bird, and first I had to fight the bird because now he's not dead. He's injured, so he's
Right.
aggressive. And I get in the back of our vehicle, found a T-shirt, and threw it on top of him so he
A
can see
tiny
me.
bird, like a little songbird.
No, this is an anhinga. So they've got the long necks with the big wings. Yeah.
I
That's a
picture him
big
with
bird.
like a pterodactyl out there.
Yeah,
right?
yes,
Okay.
exactly. With a giant beak, and they get mean. So I throw a shirt over this bird to kind of distract him so I can grab him. I
So
grab
were you
him.
like shirtless?
No,
with the
no,
bird?
no. It's
Okay.
another shirt we had in the vehicle.
Okay.
Spare shirts in
All
case we
right.
get wet or dirty or something out
Got
there.
it.
And I grabbed the bird, I put him in a bucket, and I put him in the back of the vehicle.
He did not like the
He didn't
bucket.
like the bucket. He didn't like. First, I was out there grabbing him. He didn't like
Yeah.
any of that.
Yeah.
So, but we have to remove the bird from the area. It's
Yes.
a safety hazard.
Yes.
So I'm driving, and I get on the radio. I said, "Tower, I have a problem. I'm going to need a couple more minutes on the runway." So they said, "Okay, go ahead. What's the problem?" I said, "Well, the bird is jumping in the back seat of the vehicle." So, yes,
You saw this bird,
this
you're
thing-
looking in the rearview mirror like, okay, this is not okay.
he jumps up on the back seat, and I was like, "Oh, I can't do this." So I have to stop. I'm scared to open up the trunk because I don't know if he's going to jump out at me. So I have to
Right.
get back in there
Yeah.
and shirt on bird again, fight the bird into the bucket again. This time I put a lid on the bucket so he didn't jump out,
That-
and
yes.
we were able to get him off of the
Oh
runway
my
that way.
gosh.
Wow.
I wouldn't have thought that you would have these experiences.
Right.
He probably didn't think that either when he said, yeah, I'll be airport director.
Yeah, sure. What could go wrong?
Right.
All the
Planes,
animals,
pilots.
right.
And you guys are host partners to the air show.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, the
Right.
Stewart Air Show. That's been on 30 years now. I think they're going on their 31st year.
I think so.
Yeah.
Last year was
31st
a big
year?
celebration. Yeah.
They had a drone show last year.
It was cool.
Yeah,
it was very
was
cool.
super cool.
And they're looking to do a drone show again this year, which is supposed to be better.
Ooh.
I thought, I've never seen a drone show like in person.
Right.
You know, you
Yeah.
see them, whatever.
Yeah,
But that was really,
it was
It
really
was
cool.
amazing.
very, very cool. It was a salute to the troops. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
extremely cool. And they're going to do it again this year. I think it was over 300 drones or something
Wow.
like that. I don't
So
remember
crazy.
exactly, but
and those are pilots too, right? Driving the drones?
yes, they're, well,
right?
some might
some of-
disagree.
Okay.
But they're certified Part 107 remote drone operators. They
Okay.
actually have to get an FAA drone pilot's license, if you would. They have to pass a written test. There's no practical portion
Wow.
to it, but there's
Oh,
a knowledge
yeah.
test. And
And it's probably the only time that they can.
right, Stefan has his already.
Yes.
Right, there you go.
And it's
I
probably
love
the
it.
only time they can fly in the airport airspace.
Right, because when you normally try to fly a drone near the airport, it's restricted airspace, so your drone won't even start. So they have to get a special exemption to be able to operate those drones
Okay.
in the airport
Yeah.
airspace.
Okay, so that was everything really that I had
I
for
think
the
so. It
airport.
was incredible information.
Right.
It always is when we're talking to Andrew.
I know. It's so fun.
And again, you guys are welcome to schedule a tour. Come back out, and the citizens of Martin County or anyone in the state of Florida
Yep.
is welcome to schedule a tour
Yeah.
and see what we do behind the scenes at the
You're
airport.
going to become like more of a tourist hotspot.
Right.
Like people not just flying in, but coming to take your tours.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll put that down in the show notes for anyone that would like to sign up for a tour.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us today.
No, thank you.
All right.
So we're back. That was incredible.
Andrew is so, like, his job is really cool.
Yep.
And he has really cool information to tell people. And for him to be, like, the youngest,
I think it's pretty fly.
it is pretty fly.
Or maybe he's pretty fly,
He is.
right?
Honestly, it was a really good interview, and I'm really happy we had
Okay.
him on.
So thanks for joining us for that.
Yes.
And now comes maybe your favorite part of our podcast.
Oh,
Second favorite,
okay.
right?
Yeah, where are we going?
We're going to talk about some cool things that are coming up.
Yes, but before we do that, I just
How many
wanted
times
to,
do you think we've said cool today?
before we do that, I wanted
Fewer
to,
times than you said, yeah.
Yeah.
actually. So, before we get into all of those events,
Yes.
for anyone that's interested in doing the tours, learning more about the airport, any of that
Of
stuff,
course.
down in the show notes, check it out. We'll put the links. Okay, now you can proceed.
Very well then. There is a creative writing workshop, which I would love to do.
You're not allowed.
I am not a teen. I know it's shocking. Saturday,
Yes.
June 28th. Ooh, that almost died. From 2 to 3:30 at the Blake Library.
Yeah, and so if you're a teen, it's 11 to 18. Just interesting. I didn't think 11 was teen. But
It's teenish. What do
but
they call that? Mid-teens? There's a word.
In between.
in between.
That was
Preteen.
funny.
Yes, that.
Preteen. In
And
between.
so for this, registration is required, so we'll put that down in the show notes for you. And they're doing some interactive, fun, like writing
I know it's all about
activities.
working on your fiction writing skills. So
That
I
sounds
love
like
that.
a really good time.
Yes. Also, near and dear to my heart, as you know,
Mm-hmm.
birds and butterflies. Right?
I know you're so excited for this because she loves the bees and she loves the butterflies and the birds.
Yes. I am now following an Instagram page, How to Make Friends with Crows.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's true.
I
There's
have-
a page.
I've learned so much about crows just working with her that I never thought I'd ever need to know.
You can have a relationship with a crow. Like,
Yeah. In case any of you wanted to know, you could be
I will
friends
drop
with
that
a crow.
information in the show notes. So there.
So, Birds and Butterflies is going to be Saturday, June 28th at 10:30 a.m. at the Hobe Sound Library.
Yep. And this is part of our Explore Natural Martin program
It
from
is.
Discover Martin.
Yes. And it's going to be a really good time.
I get it.
So, we'll put that down in the show
We
notes.
should have worn our bee suits.
Man, for those of you that
Shoot.
missed it, we were in bee suits in
At
probably our second or third podcast. So if you
right?
really want to see it,
Episode number 3.
it's bees playing golf. So
To be fair, I missed the ball mostly.
yeah, I mean, we weren't playing golf. We were trying to hit
We
the ball.
held golf clubs and we were in bee suits.
Yes, this is true. There
But
you go.
we were promoting Selfish Splash. No, I lied.
Selfish
Sands Golf Course. We also were at Selfish Splash, but not in bee suits.
Yeah, if you missed last episode, check it out. And before we get off topic, birds and butterflies, you have a chance to win a pollinator plant. So it's a good time to go. Mhm.
I love that.
Yes. All right.
I feel like you could talk about this one because I spoke about the last 2.
Okay.
You're the newest driver out of the 2 of us.
So
She just had a
driver's
birthday.
education's course is required for students under 18, which is effective July 1st, 2025.
Mhm.
And so our tax collector wants to make sure that everybody knows that now you must sign up for this course in order to get your driver's license.
Did you used to not have to take a course?
No, you didn't.
I did.
The
What?
only thing that it did was help to lower your insurance, but it was not a must do.
Did you take it?
I did. Yeah, I took it after school every day. It was a
We
good
took
time.
ours in the summer, and our basketball coach was our driver's ed teacher.
Yeah. So
We were all cheerleaders. It was a great time. And we got our licenses.
wow.
Yeah.
I drove my driver's ed teacher to McDonald's and got French fries.
Not a surprise.
So if you guys need more information on that, we'll put the link down in the show notes for you guys.
Speaking of, we can't say it, the arches,
I don't know where you're going.
You know what I'll do.
they, in the toy, it's an F1 car.
Ah, yes, we need to
We should go for lunch today. It's in promotion of the movie about race cars.
Vroom, vroom.
Okay.
You were very vague. I love it. FanFest coming up.
I love FanFest.
It's their 10th annual one, so
Is it?
it's kind of a big deal.
It is July 12th
Mm-hmm.
at the July 12th. It's hard to say. At the Blake Library, and it starts at 2.
This is a celebration of fandom. You can partake in video
Like
games.
a party.
In video games, crafts, photo booth, trivia, snacks, and I know it's July 12th, and it sounds like you have time.
You do
but
not.
You do not, because costumes are encouraged.
Yes.
So you need to start thinking what you're going to wear. She's going to
I
say
have
she's
a
going to
cape.
be a bee
No.
again.
No, I'm going to wear a cape.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the photo booth.
Well, you can't because it's for ages 11 to 18. So,
Rats.
sorry.
When?
Good thing about this one is registration's not required, so
Okay.
you can show up. And the event is sponsored by the Library Foundation of Martin County.
Do we have any events for people like me?
No. Sorry.
Okay.
So that's all we have for
Well,
you
our
guys.
podcast is for people
Uh-huh.
All ages.
of
All
all
ages.
ages.
Yes. We welcome everyone. So I think that's all we have for you guys today.
It is.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.